The first time I applied to Cambridge, I didn't get in. At the time, I thought I'd done most of the things right. I got a good predicted grade, worked hard, solved all past papers, prepared in the way people usually tell you to prepare. Then I set the admissions test, and it felt like I'd been practicing for a different exam. The issue wasn't the content itself. I had seen all the content, but I didn't know what ready actually meant. I didn't practice the right proper mock exam interface. I didn't have topic level feedback. I couldn't look at a week of work and say, this is a part I keep missing. Most of my prep was scattered across PDFs, old papers, random notes online, and guesswork. I'm Yejun, I'm the founder of Lab45, and I'm an incoming freshman reading engineering at St. Joe's College, Cambridge. On my second application, after getting a 45 in IB last year, I scored a 9.0 average on the ESAT. The second time, I prepared differently. I built a rough mock exam interface so the real screen would feel familiar. It wasn't polished, but it let me sit timed papers properly. I also started tracking mistakes by topic. I started measuring prep by how many questions I've done. I started asking whether the next session was fixing something specific. After I got my place, I kept coming back to one question. Why did I have to build this myself? So I called Midden in Junso.
Hi, I'm Maiden. I study natural sciences at Christ College, Cambridge. I am an IU 2024 silver medalist. When Yejun called me, the part that immediately made sense was the standard we wanted for the questions. If we were going to write ESAT prep, it had to be written by people who knew the exam from the inside.
Hi, I'm Junso. I study physics, mathematics, and computer science at Seoul National University, and I won gold prize at National University Mathematics competition. My focus has been the problem-solving side, making the questions precise, making the solutions useful, and making sure practice turn into something students can actually review.
We also worked with reviewers and authors from Cambridge, Oxford, and Imperial. The rule from the start was simple. Lab 45 content should feel like it was built by people who are qualified and who have actually sat the exam. Lab45 is a preparation platform for Oxford admissions tests and interviews. The first full stack we've built is for ESAT. The idea is simple. A student should be able to log in and know what to do next. If you need to learn the reasoning, you go to the course. If you need to work on problem solving, you use the question bank. If you want to practice under exam conditions, you sit the mock exam. That sequence matters because a lot of students use the right resources in the wrong order. They work on concepts when they need problem solving. They do random questions when they need a time mock. They sit mocks, get a score, and never turn that result into a plan. The Lab 45 loop is learn the method, practice a topic, sit the mock, review what broke, work on the weak area, then sit the next one. Right now, two parts of that system are alive: Question Bank and the mock exam platform. This is the Lab 45 Question Bank. There are four tabs: Practice, Build, Sessions, and Progress. Practice is the quickest way to start. You press one button, and Lab 45 chooses questions based on your topic history. You can also choose the mode between Mixed, Revise, and Discover. Discover mode recommends only the questions you haven't seen. Revise suggests questions that you got wrong. And Mix, as the name suggests, appropriately mixes the two mode. So if your accuracy is weak on Geometry and Math 1, or circuits in physics, the system can bring that back into your session. You can still choose your own practice, but this mode is for the student who opens the platform and says, just give me the thing I should probably be doing right now.
All questions are designed by us and qualified authors. Some of them are referenced by selected past paper questions, and some of them are created originally to perfectly mirror the new ESAT style questions. Every question has a work solution. The solution is not just the answer choice. It walks through the reasoning step by step because that's usually where the learning happens. When we write or review questions, we are asking two things. Does this feel like ESA style thinking? And does the solution explain the method clearly enough that a student can use it next time?
If you know exactly what you want to work on, you go to Build. You choose a module. Then you choose the topic. Then choose the number of questions and start. This is useful after a course chapter, after a mock, or after you notice a repeated mistake. If your mock showed you that you're losing marks on sequences and series, you don't need to sit another full paper immediately. You can build a focus session and fix the topic first.
Your previous sessions are saved, so you can return to them later. Progress is where you see the bigger pattern. You can see which modules and topics you covered, where your accuracy is strong or where it's weak, and where you simply haven't done enough question yet.
The full question bank has over 5,000 questions across Maths 1, Maths 2, Physics, Chemistry, and Biology. That's 1,000 questions per module. Each question has a difficulty tier and a full solution. The point is not just to give students a huge pile of questions. The point is to make practice less random.
This is ARC, our ESAT mock exam platform. The goal is to make the mock feel close enough to the real exam so that test day feels like another set of a mock exam. The mock uses live timing, module transitions, intermissions, and scoring from the 1.0 to 9.0 scale.
This matters because admissions tests are not only about whether you can solve a question, they are also about whether you can solve it under time pressure, on screen, after already spending energy on previous modules. That is a different skill from doing one question calmly on paper. ARC has 8 mock sets. Set 1 is free. You can create a free account and set it. No credit card. The sets are designed differently by difficulty. Some sets are more accessible, some are closer to exam realistic, other sets are harder. You should use them as checkpoints. Set 1, review it properly, drill the weak areas, then come back for the next one.
After the mock, you get the review. You can go question by question and see what you chose, what the correct answer was, and how the solution works. If a question matters, you can save it to your library.
Then you get analytics. You get the expected breakdowns, score, module performance, topic performance. But ARC also gives you what we call analytic stories. These are patterns in your performance that are easy to miss when you only look at a score. Silent errors are questions you got wrong but probably felt confident about while answering. Those are dangerous because you're less likely to review them carefully. Exam stamina looks at whether your accuracy changes as the mock go on. Some students start strong and fade. Some students are fine on individual topics, but their decision making drops after the clock has been running for a while. Score plateau looks for places where your score is not moving, even though you are doing more work. The point is to turn the mock into a decision. What should I fix next?
From there, you can go into drill. If ARC identifies weak topics, drill pulls practice from the question bank so you can work on those topics directly. Library lists questions you've saved during the review session. Over time, this becomes your own revision set. Your missed questions, your bookmarked questions, your patterns. When you revise from the library, you can let the spaced repetition system choose what to show you. Or you can select the questions yourself. You can choose a mode. Review mode shows you the solutions the instant you choose them for immediate revision. Mock exam mode puts the questions back into the exam interface with an optional time constraint mode. Sometimes you need to understand the method. Sometimes you need to prove you can still do it with the clock running.
The archive is our free content library. This is where we publish strategic guides, study system notes, product updates, and longer explanations about the Oxbridge preparation. If you're early in your prep, this is a good place to start. For example, if you're still trying to understand how to plan your ESET timeline, how to use mocks, or how to think about the topic weaknesses, we write about that here. It is searchable, tagged, and free to read. You can find it at lab45.app/archive.
Here's what we're building next. First, the ESAT course. This is a teaching layer for ESAT. Video lectures and a textbook focus on how strong candidates reason through problems. The aim is to teach the thinking process behind the exam, not just to repeat the syllabus. We are targeting mid-July for launch.
Hi, I'm Hyunjin. I study mathematics at St. John's College. We're also building KMU products. That means a question bank, mock exams, and structured prep material with the same standard we're using for ESAT. The target launch window is mid-July as well. After that, We got interview prep for mathematics, engineering, and physics. This is harder to build well because an interview is different from a written test. You have to reason out loud, respond to hints, and recover when you get stuck, all under pressure. So we are building this carefully. Of course, an interview style question back and a mock interview prep. The goal is to help students practice the parts of interview performance that usually only happen behind closed doors. There's also the Lab45 All Pass that gives access to the ESAT stack you saw today, plus early access to future courses, TN new products, and interview prep as they launch.
Lab45 is live at lab45.app. Everything I showed you today is available now. Thanks for watching.